Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I decided to do calisthenics again. Been kind of like tired of the weights, and yeah, I always wanted to have a double camera so I could be on my phones listening to whatever I want to listen, plus training. So now I can finally. Haven't even realized it, but yeah. Let's see if I can get a pump. So yesterday I went to see my grandpa. He was like laying down. It's weird because the camera it won't matter because I have the phones. I always put myself closer thinking that I need to be, but no, the mic is right here. But yeah, saw my grandpa laying down. He didn't look dead, but he just looked like he was resting. You feel me? So I guess it's just his time. He was having a lot of pains, especially on his foot. Fell asleep while he was seated. So I guess he just decided to rest. And now today and tomorrow, it's gonna be like the days I had to be there. And tomorrow is gonna be the cremation. And yeah, that's it. Like, I'm Christian and I read the Bible and all, and try to respect the best that I can all the teachings, be the first from the first testament as the second, but not my family. So yeah, he decided to be cremated, and let's see. Basically, I took 2 days off, doing nothing, not running, not skating, not lifting, and by doing so, me personally, when I don't train, I also don't eat. So I eat way less. Ate almost the same in the second day, but the first day I ate way less, and I just naturally lost that desire of like just lifting heavy, and the ego of like, oh, it has to be more weight and I have to like prove that I'm so strong, which 90 kilos is a lot, but I don't know, I just was like very unfulfilled ever since I came to lifting weights more, because I was just in my house training. You feel me? It's more isolated. So I guess I don't know if I'm gonna go back to calisthenics or I'm just gonna switch it up, like one day to run, one day calisthenics, one day skating, one day weights, and just do whatever I feel like it, because it's my life. So I decide how I want to live, you feel me? But yeah, probably I'm gonna post today, the day of today and yesterday, which was lifting the weights and talking. But yeah, I missed this. The reason why I hadn't done calisthenics for so long, it was because I was just like, oh, it's too light. Like pulling my body. I just didn't feel the heat that comes from the weights. And that's why I'm saying, like, I'm probably gonna do everything, but just doing this, it feels great. I'm not gonna lie. I'm enjoying myself, having the sun. It's not too hot because it's like wind blowing. I miss this shit. You don't get as hot nowhere from calisthenics. You know, at least for me. Also, I was thinking about, do I do full body or just one part? Because last 2 times that I tried to go back to calisthenics, I did full body and felt so sore that I really didn't want to train. But again, that's why I'm thinking about switching and doing like different sports every day. I think life's being more fun like that. And me being a person who always likes to change stuff and always mean the same thing, I think it's gonna be great. And I'm not gonna feel like I'm stuck because I have a different amount of like experiences that I can have. Another thing I thought about doing is maybe, one day, I think about 500 reps of maybe one day pull-ups, one day dips, one day push-ups, just change. But now that I'm doing, I don't feel like doing numbers. I just feel like doing as much as I want, enjoy myself, and bounce. I was talking to a girl yesterday saying how, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, yeah, it might be 2 years ago, I had my first real therapy with a psychologist, right? And I did for like, I think it was 2-4 months, I'm not sure. But she always saying that I'm very exaggerated. So I don't know if I know when to stop. But I will enjoy this. And try to be conscious of like when it's too much. You feel me? Another thing that I miss here is just have like a bunch of like people and girls. And yeah, I don't know, being in my house, I felt too isolated. I feel good right now. Fuck. I always gonna remember my glory days when I was doing like 800 pull-ups, 800 dips, 500 push-ups. Like, it was just different because it was every day I was doing these huge amounts of reps and felt amazing. I don't know if it felt amazing or just it was just a glory days because it was so many, and I just pop like every day doing these huge amounts. And me being me as always, I don't acknowledge, or really I don't realize that I'm doing something that is barely impossible to 90.99 of people. And I just think like I'm not giving enough and I need to do more because somebody else did more. You feel me? But it's still, now that I'm more grown, more mature, it's like 800 pull-ups, then 800 dips the next day, 800 squats. Like, it's just inhumane amount of work that I feel proud that I did it like that. You know, that's why I was thinking about going back to how I used to train, because when it comes to gains, like, you can gain on anything, and maybe there's one or other who gets better, and of course how much you eat influences a lot. But if you're not enjoying yourself, what's the point? I'm kind of surprised that I'm just being able to do a bunch of pull-ups, because when I was with the weight every day, I barely could do pull-ups. So the fact that I took 2 days off, yesterday I ran and did one set, it means that now, like, I feel like I lost a little bit of weight, and it gives me strength to do other activities. By the way, tomorrow I'm gonna do 2 months on swim retention. It'll be super hard. It might be one of the most challenging 2 months I ever did. And I already did like closer to 10 than to below that, you know. But yeah, definitely one of my challenging times. Weirdo walking by. Bro, man, weirdo, like, walks right before the camera, stops, keeps looking at me. He's like, bro, I do this shit every day. You feel me? No peasant ever made me feel any type of way. Like, no peasant do me any type of way. I still see, especially these people below me. I was listening to like a video that is like a bunch of animes, hardcore, and it's like Vegeta. He's like, you below me, da 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 da. You feel me? And another rapper that I used to listen a lot, saying like, yo, you a hater, you a peasant. And I just realized this that I am, I thought was me, and I always question where it came. But no, it's like the people who you admire, even if it's characters, you become their personality because you want to become their strength. So I genuinely see most people as peasants. They just, you can pass through me, stare at me like that does nothing because I see you below me. So you know on my level, you're never gonna be, and your existence don't matter, regardless of what you're trying to do, from feeling jealous or being a weirdo creep. But yeah, this feels good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And it's true. There's always, being training in the park, you're always gonna have like good experience, bad experiences. But I feel like in life, unfortunately, we just have to face them and keep going, because I already have a bunch of good and bad. But if that stops me, then that's it. For me to feel the good, I had to risk myself and be in the bad too, you feel me, unfortunately. But that's how life is. And another thing that's always weird to me is like you be training and you feel like sometimes you should be more tired, but you start pulling up with even more intensity. It doesn't make much sense.
Nós viemos aqui, eu não conseguia chegar aqui, olha.
I just think about haters and how sometimes I really feel like just smacking them, and I might, but just thinking about that shit. It's like, however is your mood, is how you react. So right now I'm in this type of mood, you feel me? But sometimes I'm in a mood that I just don't care. And then it gets to me later. So, I don't know. Sometimes I question if it's God just picking on you. Starting to feel a little bit tired. But yeah, like, one thing that, I already read the Bible 4 times and I keep reading. And one thing that I always see is the repetition of just how he said that karma is real. Everything you do to others eventually happens to you. And I felt that shit in my bones too. But you always question because you can feel for yourself, but you don't know if it's happening to other people. you know. I feel like in life and with all these shows and all that shit, it's like we see that certain people just walk away. So you just question a lot. I feel like my faith is getting stronger again. My faith was like vanishing more and more. I was just not believing more and more. And I'm not gonna lie, I had an encounter yesterday, and yeah, basically like I got like a massage, and like the touch and all that, it just made me like loosen up, get less tense, and just get my stuff together for a while, just feeling the touch of like another woman, her body. I did not have sex. We didn't kiss, nothing like that. It was just a massage. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's weird because suppose you will think that is wrong, you know, have like the touch of a woman on you without having like without being in a relationship. But it made me feel like released of so much tension that I was feeling for having like her body on me, and she like really massaging all through my body. Was so tense. She even apologized to like pressing with her knee against my leg, but it was really good because my legs are super sore from always being like running so much. There, as you can see, my Tarzan capabilities. 1 second I change one side to the other. Just saw a family, like the husband, the wife, and the daughter. They all look the same. It's kind of funny, even posture-wise and walking. I'm not gonna lie, this is feeling really good. Like, it's feeling like therapy. It's just you going through the motions. There's some tension, but also you release when you're just resting. When I lifting weights, I was going so heavy that it felt like it was excruciating. But I was enjoying it, but all these last days, I was feeling no pump. Even now, I'm not really feeling a pump. I'm just putting some work because I usually was never able to rest. I always had to train, always had to train. And I just rest for 2 days. And I kept feeling this sensation of, I don't really want to train. So I just decided, let me go and try to do some calisthenics. You feel me? Yesterday I ran, let me do some calisthenics. And just put in movement, because it's good for you. Like, I'm enjoying myself a lot now. Now I'm feeling my back a little bit, my biceps too. But yeah, another day I was watching a video, and in that video they were talking about like how when you are in touch with another person, it's like both energies are mixing, right? So I don't know if that was what happened. You know, I feel more like a peace, but I was really going through it. It was being so hard, and I just want to like release all this tension away from all the things that be happening. And at first I was like, I was just going to rest, but that wasn't doing it enough. I'm glad I did it. It's just, I guess, as humans, like, you always want to contact, like, all the time, you know. That was one experience, but what we really wish is just have somebody there, like, close to you, in touch with you, when you're laying, like, all the time. I don't know. Bro, this fly doesn't stop touching me. I hate fucking flies. It's so annoying, like, get away from me, bro. But yeah, sometimes something that I had to remember, it was like something about practicing simmer tension is you have to realize that you feel more weight, you're gonna feel more pressure. But a lot of times when you feel like wanting to relapse, it's because you're not being able to deal with the tension. So you need to change ways. And that's what I chose. I chose to change ways by resting instead of keep going. And now I'm changing my training for something that is more suitable. Instead of fighting it, instead of like lashing off and keep doing the same, I decide to listen to this higher conscious and just change, so I feel better and I don't feel like, you know, giving up. Because I'll never forget when I go and I went on a long streak. I did 8 months almost, and I always wanted to do a year, never did it. So like, it's always gonna stuck on me. Just like when I did 900 pull-ups, I always want to get to that 1,000, and I did, but it was like a year later. So it's like, I don't know, and I cannot guarantee that I'm gonna be able, but I'm fighting, you know. And I always had that dream that was like, I saw like Patrick from the SpongeBob just amplifying. It was the message of like, the longer you do it, the longer you just keep growing on it, the more your aura amplifies and you become like greater, you know. It's like you're a giant spiritually growing, you're getting bigger aura, and that leads to success, whatever that success be. Another thing that I was thinking is like, I was thinking of going live, because it is fun to put up lives here, Sometimes we have good interactions. Sometimes your kids pull up asking for advice, this and that, sharing your problems. I appreciate it. Of course, that's the haters, but that's always going to be. You just ignore it. But another thing that is just positive about this is I can just keep talking and follow my pattern of thoughts that I have, instead of like I'm gonna about to say something, then I notice somebody said it and now I'm seeing what you're saying. And then a lot of times, instead of being a video like this where I'm sharing my mind and what is be happening, is more of a like y'all detect the topic because y'all say something or ask something and I enroll on that and expand on that. So I think that's benefits for both. But I remember when I used to not do lives and just do videos, and it was a lot about this, just me talking about my stuff and sharing about my life while we train hard. You know, I have a pull-up bar here, like y'all can literally either be on your phones or something like that, or just put it out loud and like be training with me. You feel me? It's not like this is being super demanding, and it's not like y'all need to do the same amount of reps. It's just pulling up, getting better. Another thing is like, even when I was in calisthenics, I was doing like, oh, I need to do a pull-up, hitting the bar on my chest. I need to do all this extra stuff, super hard stuff. And now I feel like I don't, you know? I'm just training, chilling. And I think that today's arrest gave me that, but it's almost like I had release, but without it, but like it's still going, but it feels like, you know, when you lose the energy and it's just going slower and going on the battery. And another thing I didn't told you was like that today's a rest. The first day it wasn't supposed to be a rest. I ran, stop, and I couldn't move, and then I stayed like 20-30 minutes without going to the front or to the back, because the front was so painful and the back was me giving up. I ended up leaving, but I don't know, it was just a process. Maybe I enter burnout. I'll be watching a girl that she says that when you stop enjoying what you were doing, you might have entered burnout. When you don't like the workouts, you don't like the runs, you might enter burnout, you feel me? So I just stuck by it. And then I know a guy that I watched too, that he took 3 days off from lifting weights because he was just not enjoying it. So I was like, let me give him 3 days off. Ended up not giving 3 days off, just 2. But I went lighter, just did a run. And yeah, I'm just gonna start to like enjoy more of my life instead of just going super hard. What's the point? Like, we're gonna live until like 100, right? Why we rushing to destroy and age ourselves by overstressing the body? Like, who is holding us? You feel me? Nobody. Is us taking that decisions, maybe from past traumas, or need to like validate our own insecurities. But I don't know, I just like, from now on, I'm just gonna train, chill, enjoy myself, like, yeah. That didn't feel the greatest, not gonna lie. This last set didn't feel that good. It might be the last one. Let me see. I don't know. I look like Kiba like this. How long are we here? 36 minutes. It don't matter, like it don't matter how long we are, you feel me, but I was just checking because I used to do 1 hour. And you see how like, even though I'm just trying to train and feel good, I'm already comparing again. Oh, I used to do 1 hour, like it used to be 1 hour, you feel me? Like, you're always in a state of comparison. But yeah, I feel good. I feel like tired now. I enjoy this. My arms are bumped. I don't feel much back, a little bit. But I'm happy that I came and gave what I gave because it's better than nothing. And was quite enjoyable, to be honest. 36 minutes on the sun, on the nature. Was a cool experience, let's say. Yeah, it's kind of being forced. I guess this is it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely did. I have to now go for a lunch. Yeah, go for a lunch and then see my grandpa. Already saw him yesterday. Yeah, gonna see him again, I guess. See ya. Bye. Peace. Living the life. Another thing that I feel is like, I don't know, I feel more self-conscious, you know. I had a lot of that like feelings, but I kind of like got to a point in my life that nothing really fazed me, and I didn't like care about any type of other people interactions. But now for some reason I feel more self-conscious again. I don't know if it was my resting, if it was like this interaction that I had with this lady, or what it was, but I definitely feel like how I used to feel, you know. But again, you still have to do what you have to do. You cannot stop living because you're afraid of like bad interactions or somebody disturbing you, you know. If it was like that, you can't live no more, you know. So it's very unfortunate that this happens, but it's just life, man. And ever since I started putting myself out there, it's just what it happens. But yeah. Yeah, I probably did. Like, that's me being very autistic, like always. I never like, I say stuff and don't, because it's me, I think everybody understands what I'm saying without explaining. A lot of parts that are full crawl to understand. Basically what I want to say is, when I said the interaction with this lady is like, we might have shared energies, and that feminine energy that it got fused into me, it was what led to me being more self-conscious or where, you know. That's what I meant by it. And I have to explain things because I genuinely like say things as everybody's gonna understand, but then I just don't explain full core parts of my thoughts. But yeah, that was it. From having so many haters and just people who know my channel, like I stopped doing a lot of things. I noticed that. Like I stopped doing the skating for so long. I didn't post because I didn't want creeps and haters to pull up. Because you know, these haters, man, they are your biggest fans. They watch everything you do, but then they want to go there and talk shit because first they are obsessed about you and they just are idols. You are their idol. So they follow you like you're a god, like you're a celebrity. That's why then, you know, I literally have people taking me photos and making videos and shit out of me. But yeah, it's annoying too because you want to have your own life, and like I like to go to the beach or meditate or skate and just enjoy myself. It's not about nothing, nobody else. But people go with their entitlement and just try to disturb your peace, you feel me? And I see a lot of other YouTubers say that, but at the same time, I don't want to not show life and not show me because I have so many people overly obsessed with me, people overly jealous of me, which always was, but like it's just annoying a lot of times, and it gets to you when it's overboard and people just, you know, doing too much. But I want to show more and go back to the vlogs, but go back to showing me, because another thing was like, yes, the series of like Live to Feel Alive was getting hit, but at the same time I was not enjoying myself. I felt like I was like restricting myself to just a little part of my life and a little part of myself, you know, just because that's how I'm gonna get like a consistent basis people. But again, that's not me, and I want to be me, and I want to show everything about me, and whoever want to watch it, whoever doesn't, you feel me? That's how I feel now. But yeah, I'm gonna meditate and maybe I'm gonna take a bath after on this beautiful ocean. If there's any weirdo watching, do not pull up, bro. You're gonna get smacked. But yeah, it really feels great just being here in the sun. This quick workout, it's like I didn't do too much, I just did enough. I don't know how many reps I did. it's just enjoy myself, put some movements and not be so extra, not be always like, I don't know, I'm not gonna lie. I think I told that in the past. Yeah, I think I talked about it, so I'm not gonna go too much on it. But all these things just getting super big and getting super strong and this and it just don't matter to me. It just don't make me. It doesn't make me, you know. Nobody's better or worse than other people because you are way bigger or because you lift way heavier. You know, nobody thinks like, I don't think like that. I think if you completely out of shape, work on yourself, that's not good, you know. You should look at yourself and like, I enjoy myself, but it doesn't need to be overboard. For example, me, a lot of times I had like body image problems, and like when I'm more lean, I don't even need to be much muscular. I enjoy myself, that model look, you know. So yeah, let's meditate then. This will be 10 minutes meditation. These 3 days I didn't do no meditation. Yeah, I didn't stretch, I didn't do meditation. Yesterday I did stretch while I was in the bed, and maybe I need to do that because it relaxes me, and it's literally from not being able to sleep to like crashing out, you know. You stretch and you crash out. So maybe I just need to do that without counting until 20 or 30, just doing the movements on bed and lying down and resting, man. Let's go. Another thing I want to talk about is like how whoever we watch, it seems that that's what happens in life. You feel me? Like I was watching a guy and he's like, oh, when you are practicing like simmer attention, people like mad dog you and they be, and that does happen too, but he was saying that shit. And then another person was saying the opposite, saying like, oh yeah, when you are on simmer attention, like everybody treats you so nice and everybody want to give you gifts. And it's like completely the opposite. And the day that I watched the guy who said they mad dog you, I had a lot of people, even people I've seen him before and was normal, looking at me like angry and stuff. And the day that I watched the other guy saying that good things happen, I had like people trying to help me, like my car has a thing, and people trying to help me, like 3 different people, you feel me? So it's like, whoever you watch, it seems like, it's like what it manifests to your world. If you believe it, or open to that possibility, it seems like that's what it manifests, you know? Yeah, I realized that